The power supply went off. 3 generators did not work.
Ha!
Yes, my darling. What do you do? My sister was like my backbone. I had lost 2 brothers when they were babies. But when my sister passed, I was really upset.
She's a trailblazer, an industry icon, and the queen of event planning in Nigeria. Funke Bucknor-Obruthe has redefined excellence with her company, Zapphaire Events, setting the gold standard for unforgettable celebrations. From building a thriving business to mentoring the next generation of event professionals, she's a true inspiration. Today, she opens up on her journey of life, loss, resilience, and success.
My parents wanted a professional course.
Okay.
I couldn't be an engineer. I couldn't be a doctor. So I had to choose law. I wanted to help people. I wanted to take the stress of people. I wanted people to be happy. That's what Zapphire does today. And then you begin to work for free at first in order to get clients. The Zapphire brand needed to be big and stand on its own. So I was very intentional and deliberate in building a team. Understand that the market needs will always change. So how do you keep on adapting? I'm loved by God. I'm loved. Do you know what it means to be loved by God?
The Open Up Podcast Season 2 is brought to you by Credit Direct.
Auntie Funke, welcome to the Open Up Podcast. First of all, you're such a bundle of energy.
Thank you.
I've been laughing since you came. You came with all your advice, with all the energy in the world, with all the positivity, and I'm really happy to have you on set.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Also, welcome back. I know that you were in Doha as of yesterday.
I was on a trip. Yes.
How was that?
Oh, it was really beautiful, wonderful. Yeah, and very exclusive. I love it.
I hope you got some rest though.
No, I didn't rest though.
You were not resting?
No, I was not resting.
You were walking.
No, it was, when they carry you on this trip and they have paid for you to go. They have paid ticket, paid hotel, everything. They will carry you to everywhere. You will work for that money. We didn't rest.
And do videos too.
But it was nice.
All right, welcome back to Lagos.
So
I hope you're still here with us, so very
yes,
much
I'm
so.
here. Work has started. We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
All right. So down to the conversation. Auntie Funke, a lot of people know you, how successful you are, how you have been able to do Zapphaire Events for over 20 years successfully, amongst many other things that you do, how you're a lawyer, how you're beautiful. But a lot of people do not know the foundation of that story, because I would like to say that a person's childhood or a person's background speaks a lot to who they are. So I wanted to start this conversation. Like I said, we're just gisting, starting from your childhood memories, your earliest memories of you, what that was like.
Thank you so much for that question. You know why I'm smiling when you were saying it? I was just thinking because today I did some videos where I was talking about your childhood and how it can impact your life and your future. So my childhood, first of all, I grew up in a home, 2 girls, mommy, daddy, so very nuclear family with cousins. You know, on my dad's side, our cousins were very small, you know, just 2 children, 3 children, you know, all my cousins, you know. But on my mother's side, I grew up with many step cousins, you know, those kind of things. You know, it was very large, you know, my mother's side. My father's side was a bit more, I would say, simple. And that also now, maybe I would say, afforded me the opportunity to blend with different families. So growing up, our parents allowed us to go have fun. It was fun. We would just go and play with our cousins, you know, go to their houses. My dad was always someone that he would take us every Sunday. You know, I remember this because when my dad died, this was one of the things that really just resonated with me. Every Sunday, our dad would take us to a place called Chicken George, and we would go there and have, you know, lunch, and we'll just be there playing and just having fun with my dad. That was one memory that I hold very dear. Another one was when my dad would come home from work, we would all sit on the bonnet of his car and he would drive us through the gates. You know, till I was older, I think I did that till I was in secondary school. We just did it every single time he came. Once he, you know, put on the horn, we all came out. So that was my dad. And my mom taught me a lot about entrepreneurship. My mom was everything. She was a businesswoman. She was a caterer. She was a tailor. She was a designer. My mom did everything. She was and she was such a go-getter. So I think I kind of got that from her. She was a no-nonsense woman. My mom didn't take nonsense. So, hey. So, but she would take me out. My mom would take myself and my sister out to parties. My mom used to go out a lot to events. So she would carry us. I was always doing dancing competition. The one I dance now. I've been dancing since I was young. So I would go dance competition, all kinds of things. So it was a very mixed childhood, filled with fun, filled with a lot of love. My parents loved us so much, and I knew. And filled with a lot of sacrifice and giving. Because at some point in growing up, my dad lost his job. I had to, when I was going to, school, I had to use bursary to go to school in university because, money was not as coming in as much. But of course he bounced back, he went into music and things like that. So, but just growing up in that kind of environment where my dad, was a music lover. My dad loved music. He used to play the keyboard, the piano. Sorry, keyboard, piano, they're almost the same thing. Guitar, he could sing. He had a band when I was younger. Yeah. And then he now went into like working in 9 to 5, left that place. And then the next thing, entertainment again. So childhood, it was filled with a lot of love, joy, laughter. But of course, there were also the parts that were not perfect. What am I talking about? Growing up with a sister that, had the sickle cell gene, also meant there were a lot of health challenges as well in terms of just, maybe hospital trips and things like that, which I knew took a toll on my parents. But it was when I grew up, I realized how much of a toll it took. I didn't know when I was younger. But all I just knew was, my sister was, she used to be ill. Oh, we're going to the hospital again. So say sorry, that kind of thing. And my mom didn't show it, but they just kept on giving us that love and showing us. So it was filled with love. A lot of love. Yeah.
I love that you mentioned sacrifice, but it seems like the love overshadowed that sacrifice in particular, because I know a lot of people that would say, if they were in such scenarios where, they had a sister that had sickle cell, or something happened with school fees, or something happened with money, they're already complaining, my parents didn't try, this and that. So what makes you see it as a positive thing? What makes you look at it with love and look back and say, my parents did so much for me and I'm grateful?
Oh, thank you. I think that what it was I could see what they were trying to do. So, when you see, sometimes they may not tell, but you can see. So, for example, let me give you one example. I was supposed to go to a particular secondary school. It was a private secondary school, very expensive. But I could see that if I went to that school, my parents may not be able to keep up. So I went to tell my parents, I said, let me go to a federal school where the school fees is not going to be as much. So I went to Nigerian Navy Secondary School instead of going to this private school that I had to be wearing mufti every day. All my rich cousins went to that school. All my rich friends, they were there, But I went to Navy. But even being in that secondary school that I went, with Nigerian Navy Secondary School, I met a lot of people from different backgrounds. So, I came from an average home. So it wasn't like as if we were poor or we were rich. Yeah. But it was just middle class. The middle class of then is different from the middle class of now. So, you understand what I mean? So it was just I was like, what, mommy and daddy, don't spend too much money. Just send me here. So because I could see that it was going to be tough. But they were ready to send me to that school. So that's what I'm trying to talk about, seeing the love, seeing what they wanted to do for us, how much they sacrificed for us, making sure that we had the best life. We had the best, even if it was the little they could afford or the most they could afford at that time. We had the best. We had the best life. We enjoyed ourselves. We were not suffering. I didn't suffer. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I was not suffering because I saw that my parents wanted the best. We may not be driving the jeeps, but we had a car. We may not be driving. So do you understand? So contentment. I learned contentment from my father. I learned it from my dad. I learned how to be content. I learned that you can learn how to abase and abound. So there's time to have and there's time you may not have. So how do you cope with it? Do you understand? How do you deal with it? You have to also understand who you are. You have to understand. There was a lot of confidence. My parents instilled confidence. So, they made sure that we knew that no matter what, you are all that and a bag of chips. Do you understand what I mean? So I think that's also where I get my, being very strong, being confident, being bold. So that's what I saw, yeah.
It sounds very happy and very exciting.
Yeah. And that's why I can see me happy.
Yes, you have maintained the energy throughout. So let's talk about law. So why law? Why did you decide to study law?
Oh my God. All the lawyers in the building. Hello. So I chose law because I had to choose law. That's why I studied law. So growing up, you know how it is in our generation. Oh, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be an engineer, right? So I went to my parents and said, I want to study mass communication. I like the way all these broadcasters on TV. I like the way they do PR. I like all this. Can I, my mommy said, never. Mass com. Where? What are they using it for? You want to be like this? I said, okay. So what's next? And I hated maths. So I knew that I was not even going to do anything that had to do with maths. So I started thinking, what course can I do that did not require me to pass maths in secondary school to enter university? I researched, it was law. Law was one of it. And my parents wanted a professional course.
Okay.
I couldn't be an engineer. I couldn't be a doctor. So I had to choose law. So that was it. So that's how I chose law. Law chose me. I chose law. I don't know. My parents chose it for me. And that was it. But while I was in university, I went to University of Lagos. While I was there, I still didn't like it. But I made friends. And that's why I always tell people that nothing is wasted. No knowledge, no connection, no relationship. It's not wasted. You may not be what you like or what you want, but it's not wasted. So while I was there, I made friends. All my friends today from from secondary school. But I hated the law. Year one, I said, I am leaving. Let me go to study English. Or, this mass com, mommy, can I go? I wanted to go, but I said, okay, let me persevere. In life, you need to persevere. You need to, push, And then that's how I stayed there. Year one, I would cry every night, cry. Year 2, year 3, year 4. I cried till I left. Now, when I said, okay, maybe if I go to law school, I may love it. I went to law school, I hated it more. So I hated law, but I studied it. I passed very well. It's not like,
really?
Oh, yes. I didn't fail. I passed. But I think that what law has done for me today is law has given me a really wide perspective. It's made me very analytical. And it's made me also understand that there are different ways to win an argument. That's what law has done. So law wasn't wasted. I'm happy I studied law, actually. But in hindsight, maybe I would have studied something else. But I'm happy that it was law. That's why law.
Oh, I think it's a very relatable story to not even just your generation, even ours as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because it seems like you're a lawyer. It carries more weight.
Yes.
But let's move into event planning.
Yes.
So I know that you worked with Thai Communication Agency, and then from there, you started Zapphire, and now Zapphire is more than 20 years in business. And I say that summary in less than a minute, but I'm pretty sure it's not just a minute conversation about Zapphire, this birth of it, the vision behind it, and how you have been able to handle it effectively for 20. Effectively is not the word. Amazingly.
Thank you.
For 20 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how have I been able to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. I like all this. When I say fantastic, thank you, my style taught me, you should say, when they ask you a question, just first of all say, fantastic, thank you. Oh, good question. Because it helps you gather your thoughts.
Your thoughts.
And I've never forgotten that. So, thank you. So, Zapphaire Events. Okay. It's a journey, that also started when I was younger, in terms of just, I've always loved organizing, putting things together, paying attention to detail. That burst of energy I had, I just was always like just trying to be around people, making everybody happy. And one of the things that Zapphire, that I kind of knew, or even when I started Zapphire, was I wanted to help people. I wanted to save the stress of people. I wanted people to be happy. And that's what Zapphire does today anyway. So started, I was in law school. It was when I was in law school. A few of my friends were getting married. And I was like, oh, I can help you. I can help you do this. I can help you do that. And that's how I started. And I started telling people, oh, I want to be a wedding planner. I want to be an event planner. And some of them would say, oh, what does that mean? What are you talking about? That kind of thing. But one or two of them gave me a chance. And that's one of the things I always tell people, that there are people that are there. They will give you a chance. One person, maybe one, maybe two. But there'll be somebody that would take a chance on you someday. So I planned my friend's wedding, but because I had to serve Nigeria, NYSC, I went to serve in Thai communications because I just couldn't start events. So I went to serve in Thai communications. Now, remember the background I told you that I wanted to study mass communication. So I said, let me go to Thai. They do advertising, they do PR and everything. Now, maybe that mass comm I wanted to do can kickstart. I may now do it. But while I was there, All my friends were getting married. So I started helping them plan their events. And that was just it. Immediately, I started with that process of helping plan your events and stuff like that. And I just went to meet my late boss and pastor. And I said, oh, I need to go after NYC. I want to do events. And he said, fantastic. I went to business school, a few business schools, Faith Foundation, and a few others. That's how I started. But when I started Zapphire, I started with the vision, first of all, was take the stress off people. Whatever budget you have, we can help you plan your events and things like that.
Guys, remember earlier in the year I told you that my money was disappearing? I have a secret to tell you. It is now growing. Yield by Credit Direct, they came through for me and my money is growing. In fact, they have become a personal favor of mine. They have become my besties. And unlike some of you that have like a set form of income coming in end of the month, to me I don't. But even if you collect your money every day, every week, every month, Yield by Credit Direct has something for you. Let me tell you how I do it, okay? Come closer. First of all, I send bulk money to my fixed yield. I send it for all the different goals I have for the year 2025, and I watch it grow and end up to 21% per annum. Now, true, I saw it with my eyes. And then for all my weekly money that, you know, I'm not spending on anything much, I send it to my flex yield and I just leave it there to grow. But guess what? Even while it's there, I'm earning up to 15% per annum. So my money is hustling either ways. Now that I've told you this, are you going to leave your money in your accounts just getting debit, and more debit? Or are you going to grow your money today? And if you're like me, hurry up, go to yield.creditdirect.ng to sign up and grow your funds today and be like me and glow like me in the year 2025. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. Okay, bye-bye. Bye!
But as time grew and as the business grew, I realized that vision needed to be expanded and changed. And what it also meant was we were now going to be an all-inclusive event planning company. So we could do, everything for you. From end-to-end event management and create experiences, attention to detail, luxury events, all kinds of events. And that's what we started doing. But it's a journey, as you said, of over 20 years. A journey of grits, a journey of guts, a journey of sacrifice, a journey of pain, failure, challenges, a journey of perseverance, tenacity. I've used all the big words. But it's a journey. It's really a journey of never giving up. Pushing through every single obstacle that is, coming your way. So your first challenge you're starting with is, well, why should they hire you? Why you? Why Zapphire? What is it about the brand? Who are you? You're starting 20-something years ago when people did not even know what event planning was. So at that time, it was a case of you need to use us because we can do this. We are important. We can do this. We can give you this. And then you begin to work for free at first in order to get clients. Now you get your clients. How do you begin to deliver value and give them more than they've asked you for? So you need to there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of just ensuring that you do what you say. You under-promise, you over-deliver. And then you keep on reinventing and innovating. So you're not stagnant. You've been doing something since the days of your mothers. You are doing it. Well, how do you make somebody that is now in this generation see that is relevant for their generation? So you have to think about relevance. How do you stay relevant? How do you have staying power? Is that reinvention? Bringing new products in, building a team. You can't do it by yourself. So from the day one, I knew I needed something that was going to be bigger than me, Funke. So apart from the personal brand, the Zapphire brand needed to be big and stand on its own. So I was very intentional and deliberate in building a team, putting structure, systems, processes, making sure that as the business continues to grow, you begin to tweak even your strategies. Your vision, everything, you are like constantly checking, is this working? Competition, hey, this one has, okay, you know what, let's rework, let's change, let's add, let's remove. But understanding that you need to stay learning, stay humble, and also understand that the market needs will always change. So how do you keep on adapting? So that's why you must never stay in one place. Me, I'm always learning. Everybody in this world can teach me. Young and old, I will learn from you. I'm always saying, what is the new thing? How do you put, okay, what should we be doing? Hey, okay, I went here. What's the new trend? All right, okay, this is the new thing we do. Okay, no problem. All you Gen Zs, I'm coming for you. This is what we're going to do. and always introduce products, diversify. It's a lot. Everything, I can't say it in 20 years cannot be said in
2 minutes.
In 2 minutes. But the key thing is just that being focused. You talked about vision. Having that vision is important because vision will keep you going. Then add passion inside. Because if there's no passion, you can't do it too. Then know the why you are doing it. Why are you in this business? Is it for money? Money is not bad, but it cannot only be money. What is the impact? What are the lives that you are changing? Even when you plan events, you know that you are creating joy in people's homes. You are creating joy. Whether it's a funeral, you are helping them to create joy. It's a birthday, joy. Wedding, joy. Corporate event, joy. All of it, you must infuse that joy inside. And that's what it's about.
So joy is the key ingredient.
It's the key thing, joy.
I love that.
Joy. Yes.
I've heard a lot of things that you have said, and even listening to you, I was like, hey, how do you handle all of this? And you said something very key. You said taking the stress of others.
Yes.
And, a lot of people are very drawn to people they can drop stress on, people that can relieve their stress. They're not really asking questions like, you that I'm dropping all this stress on, how are you coping? So my question to you is, how are you able to manage Zapphire, manage the foundation you have for your sister, manage your personal life? I know you're married, you have 2 children, successfully. Do it all together, and you're still smiling, glowing, your skin is popping.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you able to just juggle all of that?
Oh, I love this question. And when I say some of these things, I like to be real. It's not an easy thing to juggle many things. But the key thing is you need to identify what you want in life. What is it? What are you trying to take out of life? And then you prioritize. Then don't be afraid to delegate. Don't be afraid to delegate in areas that you can't do everything by yourself. So what I've learned is to carry what I can carry at different times. What do I mean? If it means that I can't do school runs at early in the morning, but I can pick them up in the afternoon, then I'll do that. I'm not going to kill myself to say I must do school run morning, afternoon, no. If it means that what I need to spend time with my family is meaningful time, but it could be short time. Sometimes people think I must spend 30 hours. No, it could be 2 hours of meaningful relationships with your family. That is one part. Another part, even in the business, making sure that you delegate, making sure that that's why you need to build a team. And even as you build a team, your team too must build a team. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you cannot come and kill them too. So they must have a life. So that work-life balance, when people say work-life integration, how do you integrate it into your life? That everything about you, nothing is breaking. The glasses. So you need to think about it that if I drop this glass, I can never get it back. So I need to make sure that the balls that I'm dropping are not balls that will be destroyed forever. Some you can say, you know what? Oh, I need to be away. There are times, recently I had to tell someone, I said, look, I'm going to be away for a few days. I need to go. My daughter is outside Nigeria. I need to go and see her. So I'm not going to be around. And the guy goes, oh, that's fine. Your children, please go. When I was young, and now let me also say this, things are in stages. When I started my business early on, I couldn't tell clients those things. I was thinking, if I go and tell them I have to they would think, is he only had a child? Is he only has children? What's his wrong with that? What? But I've started, I can do it now. Because guess what? I've been able to empower my team. I've been able to empower. So I can delegate more. I can say, oh, you know what? I need to do this. I need to go here. I need to do that. I remember one time, my daughter had something in school. I had traveled. So I was outside Nigeria. Landed that day. Went home, quickly had my bath. Drove to her school. Quickly participated in the activity. My husband had traveled that day. He couldn't come back. Participated in the activity. Got on a flight that evening to another destination. But I had to break the destination but it was important I was at those 2 places. But that was a sacrifice. Because my daughter, she'll remember the pictures. My mommy, oh my God, that kind of thing. Oh, my mommy is the only one that did not come. But guess what? There are times that you can't make it. So what do? So that's why delegation is important. God has blessed me with good people around me. I don't know whether God saw my life and he said, I'm going to give out good people. So I have people that have been with me for over 10 years. My nanny, my children, she's been with me for 14 years.
Wow.
Another one, 10 years. Drivers, 14, 15 years. So people, God has surrounded me with people. I don't look for drivers. I don't look for, a lot of my team members, 15 years, 13 years, 14 years, 10 years. But guess what? Everybody that is giving you the support system, you must also support them. Most people forget. You must support the people. Show them love. Care for them. Anyway, that one is another matter. Let's leave that one on the side. But just that balancing or integrating is to know what you want out of life. You need to know what you want. What do you want? For example, very early on in my marriage, I knew that I couldn't be the wife that would come home and cook at night. I couldn't be the wife that would wake up and cook breakfast. Hello? So I made sure that it was communicated to the love of my life. Baby, I'm not going to be able to do this. And my husband understood. So now my husband does not expect food. But there's food, though. The food will be ready. Hey, we'll make sure. What does the guy want? Hello? But I'm not a grind pepper. Hello? Choose your struggle. So I think that what it was for me was, I was very clear on how I saw my future. And I was ready to build towards that future. So what it meant was, whatever, and when they said I send money on an errand, right? So I said, okay, what do money do for me? Should I get a cook? If I can't get cook, okay, I can get cleaner. If I cannot get, okay, we can do this, we can do. And then, even the way you will have conversation, your husband will think it's his idea. You don't know that it's your own idea. What do you think? So everything also requires a lot of wisdom, a lot of diplomacy, a lot of understanding your situation, and everything is different for different people. So you have to understand your family dynamics. You can't, as I'm telling you this, and you're listening to me, you can't say, oh, I'm going to go do what she did. Hello?
No more cooking.
No, don't follow me. Don't follow, don't copy us. But the key thing is just to understand that you are in this situation by yourself, or you are in this situation, communication is key. With your spouse, communication is key. My husband knew that I was somebody that I would close late. I would close at 4 a.m. Come home. I would travel. Then he's in that time and say, God, I locked the door. You're not coming home. You can't do that. I don't know if you're getting me. How? So those things were very clear. Hello, baby. This is how we're doing it. So, me, I work. I even brought him into my world. So when I was doing events, I said, come and see how we do it. Clients, we close late. I travel to, then I was even doing local travel. Now we are doing international. See how God is doing it. Do you understand? So at that time, but guess what? Sometimes they travel, babes, let's go on holiday together. The key thing is integrating. So your home, your marriage, you integrate. Your business, you integrate. Your friends, you integrate. Every single aspect. Church, your religion, you integrate. Do you understand what I mean? So whatever you can do, just make sure that whatever balls you are carrying, even as much as you are juggling those balls, make sure that the balls that don't shatter. Because some that shatter, you can never repair. You can't. So just make sure. And it takes time. It's not in a day.
Yeah. That's like 5 answers in one.
Yes.
Auntie, I can say that you really planned every detail of your life long time ago. So I have a scenario game for you, because I know that, so many years in the event industry. And the first scenario is, what do you do when you find out that food ran out in an event?
What do you do? It has happened many times. What do you do? I think that, oh my God. Sorry, let me say, no, not that it has happened. So one thing all the events is that, no, it just happens once or twice. When the client doesn't tell you, the right number of people. So I think that what it is if food does run out, it depends on when, it depends on the timing, it depends on what kind of food, and it depends on what else you can compensate the guests with. So you can actually just maybe make sure that the entertainment is great. There's a lot of water, a lot of drinks, and maybe people will not notice. That's it.
Okay.
That's the answer.
This next scenario question is the bride's dress tore.
Tore when?
Just before she's supposed to walk down the aisle
or
go to church.
Yay! It's a Funke, remember me, as they say. Ooh, my goodness, that is something. I think the first thing is to quickly communicate to the church, to let them know that there's a disaster has happened, and they should give us more time. So communication is very important. And then secondly is, of course, what is the plan B? Plan B, I always tell people, when you have a bride that is also about to walk down the aisle, you must have somebody on hand. Maybe somebody, a tailor, a designer, someone. So find someone that can sew her into the dress again. That's plan B, I mean number 2. And then third scenario, make sure that she has 2 dresses that she can quickly change.
Okay, that's a nice one. The next scenario is a fight breaks out between 2 guests or 2 uninvited guests.
2 guests or 2 uninvited guests?
Maybe 2
very
guests.
different.
Let's do 2 guests.
The 2 guests, and in the hall, they were now fighting. First thing is, maybe I'll try and go and say, what's going on? Right? Little me, I'll go and enter the middle to understand. But I mean, you don't want that kind of situation at your event. So key thing is, that's why it's a security. Get security to quickly get them out. But find a way to de-escalate the situation very quickly. And then make sure, let everybody see that maybe it wasn't a big deal. Don't make it a big deal.
Okay. The last scenario is the power supply went off and then the generator is not taking time.
I've not seen my video. That's why you're asking that question. I just did a video where I said, the power supply went off. 3 generators did not work. Yes, my darling. What do? You just begin to pray. You pray. Hello, Father Lord, help me. But just make sure your guests stay calm. Communicate to them, we're having a challenge with power. Just give us some time. We're working on it. Walk the room. While you are doing that, get your team to start making inquiries and quick, what they call it, like getting people calls to see who can supply you a generator. But if it wasn't working, then it may be the worst event you've planned. But you find out that another event that you've planned will become the worst. So it's okay. It happens to the best of anyone.
I like that. So it's okay to have some bad days.
Oh, yes. Very, very okay.
All right. Talking about, I don't want to say bad days, but I want to move on to something not so exciting. I want to talk about, first of all, I think I saw on your page, about a week ago, you relaunched These Jeans Foundation, which is done on behalf of your sister, late Funke Bucknor. So I want to walk us through the foundation and the relaunch and, what the plans are.
Thank you for that. As you know, sickle cell, my sister had sickle cell champion, as they've said we should call them now. And she was always someone that just loved to give back. She was very big on creating awareness for the sickle cell family, as she calls it. So she wanted people to understand that, look, they're human beings. They're dealing with so much, but they are great at it. My sister was a great person, in terms of different areas of her life. And she lived her life very fully, and she enjoyed life, full of joy. But she's passed now, it's 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And I said, what more can I do to continue her legacy? How can I impact and how can I serve more? We've been supporting the Sickle Cell Foundation for years. We've been supporting those champions. I've been doing it for a long, long time. But how can I make it more formal? How can I also get people to come on the journey with me and support, right? So that's why we relaunched These Jeans Foundation, Tosi's foundation, that she had started years and years ago to create awareness and to alleviate the condition of those living with sickle cell. So These Jeans Foundation is set out to care for those that have the condition. Now, why am I talking about care? In sickle cell, there are 3 aspects. There's the awareness, there's the care, and there's the, I would say, cure. So what These Jeans Foundation has set out to do is to pick the care aspect. And what is the care aspect? To raise funds for those living with the condition, to help them with their education. So school, they need to go to school. It's not easy. Yeah. Paying bills, you need to go to school. So education. Also help them with their medical bills. So support them with hospital bills. All the medication they need, paying their medical bills. And then, of course, we're also supporting this Sickle Cell Foundation. Sickle Cell Foundation has been doing this for 30 years. So they need funds. And they also know how to distribute the funds to those that need it. So the different beneficiaries, we're working with Sickle Cell Foundation. I'm also going to be doing different events. Tosi will do events like These Jeans Party. She will do These Jeans Celeb. She will do These Jeans Fashion, auctions. We're going to be doing things like that to raise funds, just to ensure that as much as they're going through the pain or going through trying to go to school or whatever they need to do, they don't feel the burden of money. So that's what the foundation is set out to do.
It's so beautiful and wonderful, and thank you for doing that and taking initiative for that.
Thank you so much.
I want to go deeper into that because I know that Tosin passed away in her 30s.
Yes.
I'm right?
Yes.
And I know that because she had the condition, maybe somewhere at the back of your mind, you might have felt one day it might happen.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Wow.
But then I know that in that same year, you also lost your dad.
The year before.
Or the year before, you had lost your dad.
My dad, yes.
And then your sister now happened.
Yes.
Now, in one stage, there is I don't want to use the word anticipated grief, but it is somewhere at the back of your mind that perhaps one day, all of us are actually going to pass anyways.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that is unexpected, happening in close succession. How are you able to cope with that emotionally? You know, going through that, coming out of it, retaining your joy. What was that like for you?
What a very, you know why I laughed when you first of all said, hearing that it may pass. I said, I don't know whether you were in my meeting today. I actually said it today in the meeting. I said that I lived a very detached life growing up. As much as I was saying I was joyous and cool, but I was a detached person in terms of that I didn't like to attach too much emotions to people. And that was just because of my sister's condition. Because I knew that one day she would pass. I never saw I mean, I believed in God. I professed faith. And I knew that I wanted her to live for very long. But at the same time, at the back of my mind, I felt, what if she didn't? And my greatest fear came upon me when she passed. So what it was for me, or what it is for me is, it passed. She passed, right? She died. And I just needed to now forgive. I don't need to say even forgive myself and live life. My dad had passed the year before. And what was funny was that year, my auntie, my dad's brother's wife passed that year. My dad passed. The day my dad passed, my auntie passed as well. So there were a lot of losses during that period. It was really, yes, there were quite a lot, multiple losses. And I kind of felt at that time that even I felt God abandoned me. I thought, why? Like, what's going on here? You know how it is that sometimes you're just thinking yourself that, me, prayer, warrior, faith, ringa, worshiper. And then you're just thinking, why should this happen to you? So I was angry with God. When my dad died, I wasn't even as angry more than when my sister died. So when my dad died, I thought it was over 70. He had lived a good life. He had a stroke at some point. So maybe it was time to go, really, because he can go and rest, you know. I wasn't feeling as bad. But when my sister passed, I was really upset. And I thought, why? Like, she was not even sick. Why did she just go? And I just finished a program. I went to justify it to God. I said, God, I just finished night of worship on Friday. My son died on Monday. Why couldn't you tell me that my son was going to die? Why did you give me a clue? You understand that my son was going to die? But I now had to learn, and this took time. Because I'm talking about 6 years. I can talk to you now, and I'm like, hey. But it took 6 years of dealing through pain, dealing through grief, dealing through anger, dealing through why me? Because we're just two children. I had lost two brothers when they were babies. So it was only me. I'm the only child. So I'm thinking, God, now, you could have looked at it. Only me and my mommy. Why? But then I now began to start having a heart of gratitude. I started saying, okay, you know what? God, I'm grateful. I'm here. Now, why am I grateful? She was not ill. She was not in the hospital for days. She did not go through pain. When I saw her, she was peaceful. She looked beautiful, radiant. So I'm enjoying the moments I had with her. I'm reliving the joyful moments. I also had to go into therapy a little bit. Now, what am I talking about therapy? God, this one, I know that sometimes people, but this one was just kidding. Somebody came to me one day, praying, we're all praying. No, they pray 3, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm inside many prayer groups. And then we're praying, and somebody says to me, God wants me to tell you, you need to, heal. Another person comes and says, God said this. Another person says, different people were just coming to tell me different things. Another person says, oh, you need to go and enter water. Another person says, oh, you need to swim. Nice, just different things. I knew God was saying, hello, this is my girl. Just, forgive, remove this burden. So one day, somebody reached out to me, who was somebody that I love very much and had been very, instrumental in just helping me with many things in life, and said, you need to come and just start talking to me. And I started going to see him once a week, and just being vulnerable. So, just lamenting. It was lamentation of Solomon. I can't lament to my friends. I can't lament to people. Everybody has their life, right?
Yeah.
So there's only so much. And there's only so much burden they can carry for you. They feel sorry, but there's only so much they can do. So I started speaking, and I became vulnerable. That's when I even realized I was a detached person. I didn't know. It was from there I knew, now that explains why. I didn't like hospitals. I didn't like, many, many things. So what Tosin's death did for me, I think it also made me more emotional. A lot of my friends say I love you. I say I love you. I didn't like saying I love you. I didn't like hugging people. Now I hug people. Even though when I used to hug, it was mechanical. Hello, hi, how are you? Love you. But it made me more intentional about showing people you care, loving people, saying you love them, telling them they love you and you don't cringe. I didn't like it. Hugging, laughing, and just, making sure that my joy wasn't stolen. Because what the devil tries to do is to steal our joy. So the devil has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He has come to steal your joy. He has come to steal. So it's not stealing of money. It's sometimes stealing of joy. I say, hey, you're not going to steal my joy. Hey, I'm just going to live this life and unapologetically go, Tenny. Do you understand? So I'm just going to make sure that I embrace the moments, the joys, the laughter, the fun moments I had with my sister. I miss her a lot because my sister was like my backbone. Everything I wanted to do, anything I want to do, I was my sister I told. Everything that I thought that I needed to create or secrets or encouragement, my sister, in fact, I would go and look on Facebook and see how my sister used to hype me. My sister was a hyper. She would hype me from morning to night. You are amazing. Funke, you do this. I wish I could be like you. I'm like, no, Tosin, you, I wish I could be like you. Can you imagine that? We were hypers of each other. And now I didn't have anybody I can call to just lament. I want to, really say something about somebody. I'm like, oh, they go and tell the person. My sister was a secret keeper. Secret keeper. That kind of thing. But I've learned to see my sister in many people. So everybody is now my sister in different ways. So the one that is a secret keeper, the one that is my friend, the one that is correcting my English, the one that is, because my son was correcting my English a lot. She'll say, no, you can say that. That's wrong English. No. So the ones that will help me write, I'm not just help me go and write letter. All my friends contributed in different ways. People I've met. Mentors, mentees, people that even Tosin mentored and he was mentees to are serving me because of Tosin. So my life is fuller. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but it's fuller. I'm doing more things. I wanted to record some things years ago. Tosin was the one that made me record. When she died, I couldn't record. A lot of times people will say, no, you're on Instagram. I said, I can't bring myself to do some things because who will help me edit, remove? No, don't speak. Do it like this. No, Funke, I don't like the way you did it. No, that was Tosin. But I found that in different people. And I learned to ask for help. Please help me. Okay, you said you're going to do this. Come and do it now. I will guilt trip people. Tosin was your best friend. Come and record this one. And people that she helped and all that. So basically, it's a journey of, I would say 6 and 7 years. Why am I saying 7 for my dad, 6 years for my sister? But it's a journey that I realized that life will throw you all kinds of curveballs. It was a curveball. It was sent to derail me from the future, and what God had in store for me, like what he wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, hey, devil, you're not going to steal, you're not going to kill, and you're not going to destroy. I am here. I'm coming back for you in full force. And I'm going to radiate the light that God has given me, and what he has put me on this, the purpose he has given me. I'm going to make sure that I fulfill it. So yeah, that's it.
I love that answer. And I feel like that's very helpful for people who are actually going through those stages of grief, knowing that there is the light somewhere and you can still retain your joy through it. And you mentioned a lot about God in this statement, and I'm really excited about that because the Open Up podcast, I tell people, is a God-inspired project. And one thing I want to find out from everyone coming is their God encounter. And when I say God encounter, it's not just, oh, I come from a Christian home or I have faith, but that moment or those moments, those encounters that made you say, you know what, God is real, God exists, God loves me, God gives joy, and I'm happy because I have God.
Oh, wow, thank you. For me, it's those moments that God just, it's almost like he knows what I'm thinking. And there's a confirmation many times. Those moments for me are really poignant. So what it is, so for example, there was a day somebody reached out to me and said, I want to almost like give me a hug. Because that day I was like, God, I just need a hug. Like, I'm tired, give me. And somebody said, oh, Bucky. And then that hug was a special hug. I said, why are you hugging me? So I just said I should come and hug you. I said, That was a moment for me. You know, moments that, you know, you open your Bible, you see a scripture you've been reading, and then that scripture means something to you at that moment. You know, you're reading, you know, something about God is your shepherd and you shall not want. And then you're seeing how God is showing you that you shall not want. You know, God is telling you that I love you. And you're seeing it in the Bible. You've seen it many times. Or you're saying when God is telling you that love is kind. Love is, you know, love keeps no record of wrong. You know, and God shows you, you know, just so many moments. You know, you're praying about something. And all of a sudden, you're asking God to change somebody's heart. And the person calls you and says, oh, you know what, I've actually thought about it. And this is it. And you're like, hello, God. Why are you so quick like this? What's your problem? I like, hello? You like showing off. God likes to show off. So when he shows off, I love it. Do you understand what I mean? So those moments, you know, those moments you're in your room, you're worshiping, you're praying, and then you just feel God. You hear him tell you to do things. You hear him tell you to move. You know, it's not every time. You know, I'll always tell people that it's not every time you hear God. You're going to hear God in different ways. You're going to hear him in different ways. There was a time when I was in university, I was failing. I'm not told you I passed. But at the point, I was not doing well. And I went to Congress. And Daddy Gio said, I know he spoke to 50 million people. I caught it that day. He said, there's somebody here. You're going to have the best results of your year. I said, it's me he's talking to. And I had the best results. That was the year I was supposed to have failed. I got the best in that, and that in Unilag, in year 4 in law. Hello, you go just fail anyhow. I passed well. I said, hey, you see now, you see, this God is my God. That was the university. So just right from even secondary school, university, different moments, different encounters. But the key thing is just seeing that I'm loved by God. I'm loved. Do you know what it means to be loved by God? I know you know.
Yeah.
It is special. It is like there's nothing you need. There's nothing you want that God is not going to give you. And there's nothing He's going to withhold from you. Just understanding that. And understanding that before you even knew you needed love, God knew you needed it and died for you. I think that is one moment for me. I'm just thinking, hey, all Amy Funke, with all my, let me tell another one, with all my inadequacies, with all my weaknesses, and with all the fact that I'm not perfect, God loves me. He loves me. That's a God moment.
That's it.
That's it now.
But I can tell that you have had God in the picture from a very long time ago, as far back as university days.
Yes, but you know how it is. There are different journeys of those ones too.
Yeah.
We had it in secondary school. Then you go back. You have it in university. But from university, I was able to find a fellowship, Sovereign Army Fellowship, that really, really helped my faith. That it was a community of believers, people that wanted to serve God in a different way. You know, me, I'm hyper now. So finding an expression of yourself in a fellowship, I was the head of choreography. Now me, the dance pass. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it was a fellowship that let me see that God sees us in different ways. There are different expressions of God in each and every one of us. That fellowship shaped me. And as time went on, I started understanding that it's really, really about relationships. You know, when I talk about the inadequacies, why I say that is, I always tell people that God has many children. You know, it's like when you look at gospel artists, you see the one that is doing, hello, you see the one that is doing, gang, 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 gang. You see the one that, rock. You see the one, Is it God not inside all of it?
Yeah.
Some people will be feeling more special. Oh, it's me that God texted you. Hello. He's talking to all of us. He's talking to all of us. So the key thing is to understand that you, in God's different expression, you matter in it. You are there. No matter who you are, no matter what you are. And that's what my fellowship taught me. The foundations of His Sovereign Army, City of David, Redeem actually really built a big foundation, in my life, and then of course different ministers and all that. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Before I let you go, I want to know because I know that you're a visionary. What's the vision of the legacy of Funke Bucknor?
Hey, Funke, this vision, is why your vision is bigger than you. I think that what it is the key thing for me is impacting. I've talked about impact all my life, ever since even when I was younger. I believe so much in impacting people's lives in many ways. And I think that's also why I'm a big believer in giving, in sharing, in making sure that we all succeed. I'm very big on everybody must succeed. We must all grow together. Everything you have is not just for you. People think, oh, wealth is just for you. Oh, you think knowledge is it's not for you. It's not just for you. It's to spread. So I'm a very big believer in spreading this, spreading joy, spreading, giving impact. It could be impacting in knowledge, in money, building businesses that actually also feed other people, that feed other people, that feed other people. So it's a triple effect, right? Do you understand what I mean? So money is good. I like money. I want to enjoy now. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Who doesn't want it? But money is not everything. You understand? Money is not everything. You can have money and not have joy. You can have money and not have peace. You can have money and not have good health. So everything, success, when you look at success is different things to different people. But the key thing is making sure that what success means to you, you know it. So, and you are radiating that, you're showing that. I just want to I want to leave people better. Every time you meet me, I want you to know, oh my God, she's so amazing. She did this, she said that, that kind of thing. I want to leave you better. And it's authentic. It's genuine. It's not fake. I'm not doing it like this since I was in primary school. Since primary school.
Wow.
I've been like this.
Primary school?
Yes, I've been like this. But I've just now learned how to build on it. So, when you grow older, as you grow in life, you become more mature. You begin to learn. You begin to drop the things you shouldn't be doing. You begin to drop them. You now begin to learn more. Learn how to be better. And we must really be self-aware. A lot of us are not self-aware. We must talk to ourselves. We must speak to ourselves and say, what can I do better? How am I? Oh my God. Oh, I said this to somebody today. Okay, apologize. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, how can I do this better tomorrow? What should I have done? Okay, just keep on making sure that you be a better version of yourself. You can't be like everybody else, but a better version of yourself. And that's my desire and my dream.
Fantastic. I think that's a great way to end the conversation. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
For sharing your energy with us.
Thank you so much.
All the way from Doha, Qatar. She just landed right here.
Yes.
On our set. And I'm so grateful.
That's
and you
special.
did make me feel better.
Oh.
Because I'm very happy that you're here.
Oh, thank
and
you.
You're sharing. It's
oh
a
my
big
gosh.
honor.
Don't make me cry.
But thank you for coming, and also thank you for watching. This has been Open Up with Amanda Dara. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Tell your friends, like Auntie Funke said, it's a triple effect. So please, we want this to actually reach everyone as much as possible. Of course, the Open Up with Amanda Dara podcast will be on all audio streaming platforms, on YouTube, and on social media platforms as well. My name is Amanda Dara. Signing out. See you very soon.